Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we are going over the differences between the Chicago Southwest Suburbs and the Chicago Western Suburbs. I get a ton of people reaching out to me saying, Brandon, where should I relocate when it comes to, moving out to the Chicago suburbs, whether it be from the state of Chicago or from out of state to get reconnected with family or for a job relocation. And I'm primarily the Western suburbs, but my team and I know agents across the Chicagoland area that can make sure to service you at a high level like I would do. So I'm bringing up to the stage one of my good colleagues out there in the Southwest suburbs, the man, the myth, the legend, John Sintich. How's it going, John?
What's up, Brandon? How are you,
How are
brother?
you? I'm good. It's 1 o'clock. It feels like summer right now in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So that's always good. But we'll get the show on the road because I know people always want the info, and we're gonna give it to them today. But first things first, who is John Sintich?
Who am I? Are you
Who are
asking?
you? Yes.
Oh, man. Well, I'm John Sintich, like Brandon said. I service the Southwest Suburbs. Was lucky enough to get connected with Brandon earlier this year, and I think I need to talk about Brandon a little bit. You are the best realtor in the Western Suburbs by far, no questions asked. No, honestly,
Appreciate that.
like my business and my career has been better ever since getting in touch with you. You're like one of the most genuine, most giving agents in the business, and you have a lot to teach people, and you've taught me a lot. And your success and the amount of families you've been able to help this year has been amazing just to watch. And I'm really appreciative of our relationship and our ability to collaborate with each other. And you helped me, so I appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate that a lot. But the people want to know who you are.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of know kind of the gist and everything that's kind of happening. But ultimately, I just wanted you on the show because I cover a wide range of Chicagoland, but I can't cover it all. And I know that in the client's best interest, it's always good to put them in touch with kind of the local expert, especially if you're transparent about it. And, at the end of the day, your clients know and everything like that. I'm familiar with the Southwest suburbs, but Western suburbs is kind of my bread and butter. So where do you work out of? What office? And where do you currently live?
Yeah, no, for sure. So my office is Keller Williams Preferred Realty. We are based out of Orland Park. So about 45 minutes southwest of the city of downtown Chicago, really. I live in Mokina, which is just a little bit south of my office. About 45 minutes. Like I live right by the highway, so it's like less time to get to the city. But it's about like 45 minutes to an hour on a traffic day. And then I service clients in all the Southwest suburbs. So like as north as Oak Lawn, which is kind of right by the south side of Chicago city limits, Evergreen Park, Palos, so Palos Heights, Palos Park, Palos Hills, Orland Park's a big one, Tinley Park, Mokina, where I live, Frankfort, New Lenox, and Joliet. Well, those are like some of the main areas that I help families, buy and sell homes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then I think that's good that you covered kind of where you service. But I get a lot of phone calls, especially for people relocating to the area, and a lot of times people from Chicago, they kind of just want to move to the suburbs. And I mean, the Chicago suburbs is so large. I mean, for me, what's considered the Western suburbs is in my head is pretty much everything as west to like St. Charles, and then all the way east to about the Elmhurst area. And we go just as south, in my opinion, to Bolingbrook, and up north to about, I'd honestly probably say Roselle area. I would say Schaumburg's kind of not the Western suburbs anymore. But what's kind of like the parameters that you would think or you consider the Southwest suburbs?
Yeah, no, it's a good example. And you're right. It can be pretty vast, and it can be kind of different depending on who you talk to. But like I said before, like really like anything south of I-55, which could be like even Burbank or like Bridgeview. And then as you get more east, it becomes like Oak Lawn, Alsip, Evergreen Park. And then if you go any more east of there, then you're actually in the south side of Chicago in the city. And so like basically that's about as north as it gets. And then as you go south, you go all the way, I would say as south as like Frankfort, and then you get into like Manhattan. I would say Manhattan is just about as south as it can go. Then you start to get towards like Peatone and like Kankakee, and that's really no longer like, I wouldn't consider that like a Chicago suburb. and then about as west as like Joliet, for like the
Wait,
western
my
boundary.
AirPods somehow disconnected.
We messing up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah, no. So like it's about as west as Joliet, and then you get into like the southeastern suburbs when you get towards like Country Club Hills ish, like Hazel Crest, those areas. I'll go over there, not as much, but mostly yeah, like west of like Hazel Crest and Country Club Hills.
Right. No, for sure. And I think a big thing too with people relocating the suburbs is they always want to know kind of what's the proximity from, the best city in the world, aka Chicago, from wherever they're going to live in the Chicago suburbs. Because a lot of people right now, especially a lot of people that I work with that are relocating to the area, is that they want to still be in touch with the city of Chicago and be able to get there in about 30 to 45 minutes. But they love how much space and how less congested it is here in the suburbs. I know from here in the Western suburbs, me being born and raised in Glen Ellen, it's probably about a 45-minute car drive. And if I want to take the metro, it's around a 45-minute, 50-minute train ride into the city as well. And I can go as east to Elmhurst. Even Downers Grove is about a 30-minute train ride, 30-minute car drive, and Elmhurst is about 25 minutes, honestly. But what's kind of the easiest way to get to the city of Chicago from the Southwest suburbs, or what's kind of like distance commute, especially if someone that's going to work in the Chicago but kind of wants, that Orland Park, that Lamont area, like what are they kind of looking at?
Yeah, no, it's pretty similar to what you described, honestly. Like I said, like where I live, I'm literally right by I-80, which connects you to 57. So like if you wanted to take the highway, you would jump on either 57, or if you're south enough, you would get on I-80 and then take that to 57. And then you take 57 north and it runs into 90, 94, which better is known as like the Dan Ryan Expressway. And you would hop on that. So like if I wanted to leave right now, I wanted to leave my house, it would take me about 35 minutes. It's pretty light traffic right now. I wanted to get to downtown. Like maybe let's just use the Sears Tower, for example. I will not call it the Willis Tower. You want to get to there, you want to get to the Sears Tower, it'll take you about 35 minutes. If you want to go to a Cubs game, you want to go up to the north side. If you're in traffic, it could take up to like 90 minutes. But really, like a decent day, it'll probably take you about an hour to get up to Wrigley. Wrigley in the north side area. And that's if you're driving. There are a ton of like metro stations dotted throughout the suburbs. They actually have a pretty efficient metro line. It's the Rock Island line. And it takes you, gosh, there's so many stops. I can't even remember how many, but you can get on literally where I live in Mokina. There's several stops south of that, even in west, but like you get on there, it's about 45, 50 minutes into LaSalle Street Station, right there in the loop. So from my end, which is pretty far south, about 45, 50 minutes on the train on the Rock Island. But if you're closer, if you're in like Oak Lawn, it's like a 20-minute train ride right into the city. So it's
That's not bad.
Yeah, man. Like you go on a Sunday, go to a Bears game, you can be in the city in 35, 40 minutes, tailgate and start getting after it. So it's pretty convenient.
Yeah. I've always thought like the Southwest suburbs is kind of farther. I mean, I didn't know the train line because I'm not obviously from the Southwest suburbs, but knowing that the Southwest burbs run on the Rock Island train line, because like I know like for me it's like UPN and BNSF for like the train lines that run through the Western suburbs.
Yeah.
But I kind of know everything like what to do here in the Western suburbs in terms of like where to drink beer, because all my clients and people that watch me on YouTube know that beer's a lifestyle for me. Joking aside, but
beer you want, man, as long as it's a Corona.
As long as a Corona. But what are the fun things to do in the Southwest suburbs that you and the missus like to do in the future, little Sintich?
Yeah. Honestly, dude, right now the weather's terrible. I mean, it's 50 degrees now, which is fun.
It's summer. It's summer right now.
So like in the winter now, it's honestly like a lot of we like to go out and we like to go to restaurants. We like to go eat and drink. Like I'm the same way. So there's tons of like really good bars and restaurants on the south side that we love to go to. Indoor golf is getting huge. I'm sure it is by you as well.
For sure.
There's all these indoor golf simulating facilities like dotted throughout the suburbs. Oh, we lost Brandon. on his
Not
own.
here.
Oh my gosh. No, but like a bunch of these golf simulators. We do a lot of like shopping. Like my wife goes shopping a ton. There's a huge retail sector in Orland Park actually. And I tell you,
Okay.
like growing up in the South Burbs, like my mom would be like, I'm going to Orland. I'm like, oh, she's going to be shopping for 8 hours today.
Right.
There's like a ton of really awesome, like really high end like shopping there, as well as like you go to Walmart, anything is available. They have like tons of shopping, and that's like a huge thing for a lot of people in the winter. And in the summer, there's actually a decent amount of like outdoor trails to hit. So there's like Lake Catherine Trail,
Nice.
like the Calsag Trail. There's a place out by me called the Hickory Creek Trail. You can get on a bike, you can get your walking shoes on, get your running shoes on, and you go hit the trails. Me and our good friend Jordan Pyle, shout out Jordan, Chicago realtor. We like to go and we like to run in Palos Park Woods. There's a ton of trails there. So like good outdoor stuff to do. And it's fun, like just a lot of like bars and restaurants, movie theaters. That's just kind of the stuff we like to do in the South Burbs now.
What are your top 3 places to grab food in the Southwest Burbs?
Top 3, that's tough. Right now, I'm actually going there tonight. We're going to Fat Rosie's in Frankfurt, which is pretty south.
Okay.
It's Fat Rosie's Taco and Tequila Bar. I'm pretty sure there's one other location.
There's a Naperville. We have a Naperville one.
Really?
Yeah, we have a Naperville one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a party. They get in there, it's loud. They pour tequila down your throat. Like it's pretty. But the tacos are awesome. So we're going there tonight. That's a top 3 for sure. There's actually like a really classy Italian spot, Frankie's Ristorante in Tinley Park. It's like a small, very like intimate atmosphere. They have like very like authentic like Italian food. It's amazing, and it's like pretty decent price for the atmosphere that they have, and like the service and staff is like top notch. So I'll just say Frankie's Ristorante, and then we'll throw like another bar, like Fox's Pizza. It's been all over the city, and there's one in Orland Park that we go to a lot.
Nice.
Thin crust, greasy, delicious.
That stuff's always good. But one more thing, because obviously people are relocating here, they need a place to live. What's kind of the housing market like over there in a short gist situation? And I would say we'll touch base Orland Park numbers, because I would say in general, I would say like a Naperville. I mean, you get a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,800 square foot home, anywhere ranging from like 500 to 600K over here. What's kind of a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,800 square foot Georgian style home kind of look like over in Orland Park, like price point wise?
I mean, honestly, I would say slightly cheaper, but not too far off. I mean, I was just looking at like Tinley Park, for example, like which is right next door, and like the median price point in Tinley is like $335 right now. So it's like, but that's like not necessarily like a 4-bed, 2.5 Georgian style. But like, just to give an example, like the median sales price over the last 12 months has gone up like 10% for a detached single family, not including like townhouses and condos. But yeah, so like you can get something really decent for like the mid 300s in like Orland, honestly. But if you get into the more like a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, you're definitely gonna be over you're gonna be in like the mid 400s, 450.
Okay.
And as you get new construction, new builds, anything over like 2,500 square feet in Orland, Tinley, Frankfurt, you're gonna be north of 600,000 for like a brand new like, built home. 100%. Like you're not gonna be in that like median sales price of like the mid 300s. So it's like nice is nice, and it's expensive everywhere.
For sure. Yeah. And that's kind of like the Chicago suburbs in general. But I mean, especially if you're relocating from the city of Chicago, whether it's Lincoln Park or River North, I mean, you're trading in your $550,000 2-bed, 2-bath condo, and you're getting a full on house that could probably be your forever home, truthfully, if you don't need anything crazy. And it's just it's totally interesting to see that. But if anyone's thinking about relocating to the area, whether it's the Southwest suburbs or Western suburbs, call me. I can connect you. John, what's your email and number if someone has any questions like directly to the Southwest burbs?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. For the Southwest suburbs, if you're looking to buy or sell, you can reach out to me at my name. It's John, John, @sintichrealestate.com. It's my last name. So Sintich realestate.com. And then my phone number is 708-612-0644. So if you ever need to
Awesome.
reach out with questions, happy to answer them.
Awesome. And if anyone's thinking about relocating to the area, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, whether it be tomorrow, in 2 days, or in 2 years, reach out because my team and I would be absolutely honored to help you guys out. Call, text, shoot me an email, information in the description. I'll throw John's information in the description as well. And then, John, thanks for coming in and just chiming up about the Southwest suburbs.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Anytime. Love talking with you about real estate, and I appreciate everything you do, man. Seriously.
Appreciate it. All right. We're all good, you guys.